Hey, it's Chris Malashewski with the Built-in Calgary team, and today I'm talking to Travis. He's a veteran, and he is here to chat a little bit today about Hoggin Ranch and the Veterans Foodbank and some of the pearls about the organization. So yeah, and he's wearing true colors as it were there. So um, awesome to have you on board here, Travis. Good to
Thanks
see you.
for having me, Matt.
Yeah. So Travis, you are obviously a bit of an outdoorsman, and you like to take advantage of what Alberta offers, BC. And how did you come about to hear about Hoggin Ranch there?
Well, basically, I saw a post on Facebook, and it was something about the Hoggin Alberta Veterans Ranch or whatever. So anyway, I just contacted him and said, "Hey, I've never heard of you guys before." And I started talking to Ray McKay, and Ray pretty much runs the ranch, and Alan Reed's also involved with it. And so we just started chatting, and then he said, "Well, you got to come down. You got to come down." And I said, "Okay, well, one of these days I'll get around to it." And then, yeah, I want to say about 2, 3 years ago, I guess, I finally made it down there. So I packed the wife up and the grandkids, and we went down there and parked the trailer and met Ray McKay. And that just happened to be at the same time that Julian Austin was going to come out and play us his song that he wrote, Unsung Heroes.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to get I believe Alan Reed and Ray McKay and them commissioned to write that. So through a good friend of his, an ex-RCR guy, Scott Casey, wrote a fantastic book. I think it's called Shadow Warriors. I may be wrong. Sorry, Scott, if I got it wrong. Anyway, they were all there, and we were there, and we were sitting down, and we all met Julian Austin, and they brought out the big speaker, and they put it on his phone, and everybody kind of listened to this song because Julian wanted the approval of veterans, and Scott was there. Anyway, they played it. We all loved it. There was a few guys standing around, with tears in their eyes and people hugging each other. We loved the song. And then Julian and Alan and Ray were all ecstatic over it. So then they said, okay, well, now we have to do a video shoot. Well, this was all during COVID. So couldn't do the video shoot for quite a while. And then was it last year, they got together and we decided that we were going to do this video. So I drive all the way down from Devon. I booked a hotel and all that, took the kids and the wife with me. And then the wife and the kids went to the zoo while I spent the day off and tootling around with Alan Reed. He was my chauffeur for the day. It was, thank you very much again, Alan.
Yeah.
And then we did the video shoot, and it was so much fun. And all these veterans just kind of came together like last notice. There was like 112 bikes or whatever. And they did a big drive from Airdrie down to the CPS training center, and we did that. But that was my first adventure out at the Hoggin Alberta Veterans Ranch. And since then, Alan Reed and Ray, they've picked my brain a couple times, asked me, well, what do you think we could do here to make things better for veterans? And, I just throw my 2 cents worth in, and they've done leaps and bounds since they've been out there. Now, veterans can go out, just get a hold of Ray McKay on Facebook or whatever, and then he'll make sure that, there's going to be support staff there for that weekend or whatever, or for whatever days you're coming out. And then they'll set you up. If you don't have a trailer, they got trailers that were lent to them. They'll set you up in a trailer. If you want one of the cabins that they've been building lately, they set up these cabins and put a little wood stove in it, queen size bed, or no, king size beds, and a little outdoor shower area. And this isn't like a 5-star campground. It's 148 acres. Bring your quads. If you don't have a quad, somebody will have a quad there you can take. You can go drive around on the trails, or go hang out in the creek. I think it's Raven. I think it's called the Raven River. Anyway, there's lots of things you can do. And I mean, it's just such a great place. Veterans, first responders, you can go out there and just enjoy your time and be around people that are like-minded. So let's see, was it last summer? I think we were out there last summer. There's this guy on the other side, right? And I noticed his PPCLI, and I served with PPCLI. So anyway, come over and meet each other. Hey, Dave, I'm Travis, Dave, blah, blah, blah. And we started talking, well, what battalion did you serve in? Oh, I was in 1st Battalion, Calgary. I said, yeah, I was too. And I said, 1980. He goes, yeah, I was there too. I was a B company, right? And there was no way I was a B company, but we were in different platoons, right? But we were in the same company. And yeah, we just started chatting and yeah, Dave Burbage, peace, brother. And yeah, it was a good time. I love the ranch and it's a great place to go out and socialize, decompress, and just be with like-minded people and the staff out at the ranch, like Ray and Alan, all those guys, and Tracy, they cook meals up. And there's a, what's his name, Dave Chappelle, Old Smoky. He lives not too far from me, actually, in Sunnybrook. And he'll take his smoker down there. They'll smoke a whole pig, and they do all kinds of great things. It's a fantastic place to go.
Yeah, and you've touched on a lot of key points there. You know, it's not it's for like-minded people. You mentioned that you've brought your family down there a few times, and so I'd imagine that going down, you're able to enjoy it from both angles. Where they're, if you went down solo, or if you went down and took your family. You touched upon some of the things that you can do down there. Quadding. You can do some hiking, fishing. You had mentioned that. Tell us a little bit about the reciprocity there for hunters and
Oh,
giving
okay.
back to
Well,
the food bank.
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I was actually down there last fall in September, really, but I have my harvesting card, Métis. So, moose season doesn't really open until I think October or November or whatever. But one of the benefits of having your harvesting is I don't have to wait for that day. So it was the tail end, the very last day of September, the 29th or 28th or something like that. But anyway, we went back. I went down there by myself and didn't take the trailer this time, but Ray set me up in a old ACO trailer and had a wood stove and a heater, and they got all that going, and it was comfortable. And yeah, I waited all night. Well, most of them were partying all night. So then the next morning, I was all dressed, laying on my bed, waiting for all these other folks that were saying, "Oh yeah, we'll go together," right? So and next thing you know, someone's banging on my door, and they open the door up and they come in and say, "Geez, Travis, grab your rifle." He says, "There's moose out here in the back field." So I was like, "Oh yeah," grabbed my rifle and went out there, and yeah, got some moose. Now, like I was telling you, my wife is allergic to beef, pork, chicken, anything domestic. She can only eat wild meat. So that added benefit of being able to go down to the ranch and hang out with Ray and the gang like that, and be able to take a moose. And I even said to Alan, because he was there, I said, like a week later or whatever, when we went to go cut the moose up, uh, I'm more than willing to donate some of this to the food bank. And he says, "Oh, he just got 250 pounds donated by the RCMP or something like that. So no, you take all the meat." So we did. We took all the meat. And yeah, we've been eating that moose since last September. And it helps because, I give some to my mom, who's 79 years old, and she's on a limited income. So being able to supply that meat to my mom with the meat costs, you can see how much that stuff costs now.
Yeah.
So that helps her out, and it definitely helped me out.
Yeah, no, I think that is amazing. There's the other element. I don't know if you'd like to share a little bit about where the name Hoggin Ranch came from.
That was Ray McKay's baby, right? Like Ray started it. Ray McKay, I believe that he owns Hoggin, Alberta.
Yep.
Now the Hoggin Alberta Veterans Ranch, and that's when he got, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but Alan Reed and Ray McKay, they're friends, and they kind of got together, and it was an association between the Veterans Foodbank and Ray McKay and the Hoggin Alberta Ranch, and and it was a good marriage. And then so yeah, they kind of got together, as far as I remember. Like I'm almost six. I'll be 60 in June, so sometimes the old brain don't work right.
Okay.
So
Get
if I
some
got
omegas.
anything wrong, Alan or Ray, feel free to correct it.
Sure. Yeah. So if I understand it correctly here, like I'll be going out in June. I think Alan said that they're going to be
This
doing
weekend?
the ceremonial for the launching of the cabins there. I think the
Is that
official
first
launch.
weekend?
He hasn't set a date yet, but he's, they're still trying to massage it a little bit. Um, from my understanding, is the wild boars that they're going to be have on the land there is, it gives veterans the opportunity to hunt boar, and in return, 50% of the meat is not repurposed, but it's provided to the Veterans Food Bank.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. That's a great idea.
yeah, and I like that idea so much. It was kind of one of the reasons why I really am getting behind this, because you were talking about your wife, and she's has allergies to the hormones in meat, and the meat is amazing. For people that are hunting and being out in the open, it's really therapeutic. And then lastly, on being able to offer up the meat at the Veterans Food Bank, I mean, it fills the meat aisles, or potentially has that ability to, continuously, regenerate itself. And sustainability, I guess, is almost a word I'd use. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And with the price of meat, like it's ridiculous, the price of meat nowadays. So I'm glad I eat mostly wild meat.
yeah, yeah. Wild meat and amazing selection of vinyl behind you there. So what more do you need?
Yeah, there's all kinds. I think even there's one in there with Macbeth, I think. And then of course all the classics, right, from the 80s, the Scorpions and Ozzy and all the good stuff, Sticks and
Yep.
Prism.
Yeah. Survivor. Yeah, all those light rock bands. So I guess tonight you're heading off to the Legion. You're help setting up for Greek dinner tonight. Check out the game. I guess the last question I would ask you is, what's your prediction? How bad are the Oilers going to lose?
Well, I put $20 that the Oilers are going to win tonight because we went there for game one, and we've been trying to grow our little Legion here in Devon. I'm the second vice president.
Mhm.
So anyway, another Patricia that just lives down the road, Anthony Riom, 32, I think he is. Anyway, he's gotten involved with our Legion. Super great guy, super stoked, and he does our publicity and our web page and Facebook page and stuff like that. So anyway, we decided that we wanted to do something for the Veterans Food Bank up here in Edmonton as well.
Mhm.
So you're more than welcome to come into the Legion. You don't have to be a member to come into the Legion. A lot of people believe that's true, but no, you don't have to be.
That's right.
Times have changed, right?
Mhm.
So we got this new guard coming in and trying to change and adapt to today's lifestyle. And so I'm quite proud to be part of that. So the cover charge basically is to bring a non-perishable food item, and we'll put it into the hamper, right? The veterans hamper. And then it was just yesterday, another veteran and myself, Dave Marzin, we drove over, we gathered up all the groceries, and then we took it up to the ranch, or I mean to the food bank here in Edmonton. So I'm glad that, we got one in Edmonton, we got one down in Calgary, and we're doing what we can for veterans. So as a veteran and other veterans, it's veterans helping veterans.
Mhm.
And the Hoggin Alberta Veterans Ranch and the food bank is exactly what that's all about. It's veterans helping veterans. And our little Legion here, in June, we have Devon Days. We're going to have about 10, I believe was the last count, of veteran artisans. And we're going to donate the hall upstairs. They might have to bring a table. I don't know if I have enough tables. And then they can sell all their stuff, or, at least get their name out and say, this is what I do, leather work or whatever,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So for the last 3 or 4 years, that's what we've been trying to do with our Legion, and then with the ranch. And I love Ray. Ray is a super nice guy, and his woman there, Tracy, God, she's an angel. Cook,
Mhm.
oh my God, she just cooks and cooks and cooks. You show up, like they have this big Quonset hut, and over the past couple of years, it's been a big mess, right? Because they're just getting reorganized. They were in another spot, then they managed to secure this 148 acres in a different spot, which is way drier than the old one. So for camping purposes and stuff like that, you let the kids run around. It's a great place, right? To that location. And now I understand because Ray keeps sending me pictures every once in a while of the progress of what they've been doing and the cabins that they've put up. And now they just put up a huge what do you want to call it? Like a shower, for lady side, men's side. They put a big sign on it, says the swamp. From what I understand, the swamp was a tent where you drank, right? MASH,
Yep.
was it not?
MASH. Yep. The old 4077.
Anyway, you want to call it the swamp, you call it the swamp.
Yep.
And then they had an outdoor shower set up with a curtain. And I said, I can't wait to see that thing come down and watch who's in there.
Yeah.
A little flashback or whatever. Yeah. But no, it's a fantastic place. I have nothing but good things to say about Alan Reed and the Veterans Foodbank down in Calgary, and nothing but good things to say about the Hoggin Alberta Veterans Ranch. And the first weekend in June, I'm celebrating my 60th birthday there. That's how much I love that place. I'm going to spend my 60th there. I have a good friend of mine, a buddy I served with, did that W5 interview way back when in CTV called Guinea Pig Soldiers. His name's Richard Schumann. Great guy, a retired sergeant. Anyway, he's going to come out. We're going to hang out for a night or two and have some really good laughs and share some memories and with everybody else. And that guy's got such an infectious smile and such a crazy laugh that everybody will be giggling when he opens his mouth and talks. So yeah, I love the ranch and they do fantastic things. And this is so good of you to do this and promote the ranch and the Veterans Foodbank.
Well, I appreciate that. I think it's a good cause, and I'd like to see it grow, and maybe it becomes a little bit infectious or contagious, and it starts spreading, and other provinces adopt, get on board as well. So I think it's a good way to, give back and, a way of saying thanks to vets. So pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully I meet you out there.
Yeah.
Do you know Al Cameron?
No, just
okay, Al Cameron has that place just outside of Sylvan Lake where he puts up a whole bunch of Canadian flags, and they've just opened up. The heck is his? Geez, I shouldn't open my mouth. I can't remember all the names and all the stuff. But anyway, he's Veterans Voices Radio or Veterans Radio. I can't remember. Anyway, check him out, Al Cameron. He's up by Sylvan Lake, and he's doing a lot of good things and put up an educational center too, as well for veterans. And he's come out to the ranch, and I met him out there as well, standing around the fire and having a beer and chewing the fat. Julian Austin, Unsung Heroes. He's a regular. He comes out and visits us and brings his guitar, and and Julian's all about the veterans and the Canadian forces. Done many tours. So yeah, they got a really good thing going there. And I hope to meet you out there someday.
Yeah, 100%. Awesome, Travis. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and we definitely will connect.